All right, Divine Feminines, how are you? We're going to try something new today. We are going to do the Take Me Home Twin Flame Oracle Pathway. You're going to have to be a little patient with me. So I don't fully know this deck. I haven't gotten really a new deck besides these two. Oh, look at that. I did get a manicure yesterday though, and so I may have to read from the book, which I dislike doing on a public reading, and I very, very rarely do it in a, because I channel mostly. But this is a specific reading. We'll see how it goes. I did it once for myself. I didn't love it. And I wanted to do it like for a private paid one, but I think I'm going to do a public one because I just want to do something different. So I am going to get our animal and our unicorn signifiers. Skunk, I love that. Know your worth. Two of my favorite animals, koala, spirit has a plan, and then ant, time to collaborate, which is the one card. Oh, and then my very favorite in this deck is the chameleon. Act as if. So that's super abundant energy. I know today it's either a Uranus or Jupiter Kazemi. And this is the deck. I will put it as the first link. It will be, if it's on Amazon, I'll put it there. I bought it at a store when I was on vacation. And I only had like 5 minutes to pick out a couple decks. And these were the two decks that I picked out, the Unicorn and the Twin Flame. And I love both of them. They're really great. So you have leadership with those beautiful northern lights that seem to be coming back again this week. Step into your leadership. Share your courage. I brought my glasses today. Share your message and inspire and empower others. Sometimes I cannot read the font on these. Healer, you have powerful healing gifts. Have faith in your ability to stay true to your path as a healer. One of the things, God, I'm gonna forget her name. Mary. Oh my gosh, Diana Cooper. That's what it is. Taught me was that unicorns are just horses with an activated third eye. So the horn is actually like a cone of light coming out of their third eye. And then you have miracles, more northern lights cards here. Have faith that your miracle is on its way. Your prayers have been answered. Surrender the how. Bottom of the deck is support. So that's a beautiful card. Ask for help, get more rest, and nurture yourself. I don't know about you, but oh my gosh, have I been tired. So this is the pathway. It's called the Take Me Home Pathway. And so I'll go through the steps here. Steps are 1, surrender, 2, spiritual awakening, 3, raise your frequency. And as I go through each one, I'm going to tell you what this card means for you. God, I hope I put it on Do Not Disturb. I don't think I did. Because I can see notifications coming in, so if somebody calls me, the audio will go out. Oh. Okay. 5, breakthrough, 6, integration, 7, rebirth, 8, one with self, 9, harmonize, 10, enter your vortex, 11, mission accomplished. Okay, so we are going to, yes. So it says, this spread will take you inward on an inward quest to unlock your hidden potential. No, that's not what it says. I'm going to start again. The spread will take you on an inward quest to unlock your hidden power so you can discover who you truly are. This enlightenment process helps you transcend your shadow and align with your greatest potential. Depending on your personal situation, each card reveals if the task is already accomplished, if you're working on accomplishing it, or if it will need to be accomplished. So Spirit, this is for the collective. And can you give us our greatest path forward? I can see that this is going to get confusing here with so many cards, but we're going to do our best. And then 11 is going to go up here. Okay, and bottom of the deck, we have awareness, crystal clear vision, which I really feel like is talking about this spread, to be honest. It's so weird. I have seen and heard the word ebb a lot lately. So it wants to tell you right now that conscious awareness starts with your ability to tune inwards and integrate the state of your mind, body, heart, and soul, which provides you with introspective consciousness in regards to your universe, with the U part capitalized, Y-O-U. So it's asking you to take inventory of your internal and external surroundings, paying particular attention to your thoughts, feelings, and actions, which is what I usually do in my main twin flame reading. Because you are now called to rise above your logical limitations and tap into your creative abilities that will bring your desires into form. So I love that. When you can view your life from a higher perspective, you start generating more power in your present moment so that your soul can evolve further and faster. Crystal clear vision eliminates confusion that has blocked your ability to move forward with confidence in the direction of your soul's path. So if you stay consistent with this, you will accumulate. Your accumulated efforts will create exponential growth that will lead you towards infinite possibilities. And I honestly, after years of doing what I'm doing, I honestly feel consistency is one of the most important, if not the most important thing in life. So we're going to start with 1. Unification, aligning with abundance. You know I love this. So this is, what shadows do you need to release? So I will tell you that that's quite a high level card to start with. It is again about the integration of yourself, creating unity in your soul. So if there are things that you need to release that don't really integrate with your soul, and I think that is really talking about the thoughts, feelings, and actions access, right? Like, the more you have courage to love yourself for your true, authentic self. And I always am the first to say, those of us with mutable placements, that's a harder road, because part of our integration in this life is working with both polarities at the same time. So if you have a lot of mutable placements, it can tend to be a little bit more challenging than if you have a lot of fixed or earth sign energy. And I'll also say I feel like water and air are a little bit more challenging, but that's just because you're at kind of a higher level. So as you rise in your frequency, you take more courage to express yourself. So what this is telling you is that you really need to release whatever is holding you back from expressing the truth of your thoughts, feelings, and actions, and that this will empower you greatly. So it says, continue to set loving boundaries and respect yourself. There's no need ever to sacrifice who you are in order to fit in, find acceptance, or be deeply loved. So including by your twin flame, which is, I think, probably for me, the most terrifying of all things, right? When I truly, truly face my biggest shadow, it's the dark thoughts that come up that's like, say things like, he deserves someone better. I would say that's my deepest shadow that I've confronted. And is that true? No, that's not true. So doing that work and releasing those beliefs around, when you look in your twin flame mirror, I would say that's the deepest shadow you can find. In the true shadow of your heart, what comes up? What stops you from believing that you're so incredibly lovable and worthy of a love, of your own love? That's the real question, right? Because it is your love that you're looking at. So being true to yourself gives you the permission to live the abundant life you want. You determine your self-worth because you no longer need external validation. Always choose love over fear. And that's what I mean when I say we make these as readers and twin flame people, we make these statements like choose love over fear. Well, I just gave you the darkest, what I consider my darkest shadow, is that when I'm in my, you have to take blanket statements like choose love over fear and truly look at where you are actually choosing fear. Because you may avoid or you may cling to things because you can't face that dark, dark fear. But when you face that dark fear and you're like, no, I'm just using mine as an example, it doesn't mean it's yours. I am worthy of love. I'm worthy of my own love. I am worthiness embodied. You stop making choices that are subconsciously driven by fear. You see how it comes up, that part of me is even blocking myself from saying it out loud. And, the more I do this work, the more I see we, and me included, are just constantly shifting our shadow onto our masculine. And it's only until we actually look at our own that this resolves at all. Okay, wow, big cards here. That's amazing. Okay, so step number 2. I hope this is giving you some insight. This is spiritual awakening. What action steps are required for you to change your situation? Wow, wow, wow. I wasn't prepared for such high cards to come out at the beginning. This is like, there's like 5 sets of 11, I think. And this is the second highest set of 10 right here. So it's a confusing deck, but I'm going to try to make it as simple as I can. 10-10, High Priestess, expanding consciousness. When the High Priestess makes its appearance, it is a sign that you are elevating into higher dimensions of awareness. You are open, ready, and willing to embrace the divine presence as you align with pure love and light. I mean, let's be real here, okay? We are having human experiences, and yes, we are goddesses. I truly believe we all have our own versions of psychic gifts. And as you open your heart, they become more prominent. That's my belief. It says, you trust your heart and experience oneness with the universal consciousness because you have mastered the ability to reconnect with your source energy found within. So, the spiritual awakening that it's calling us to have is to believe that we are all God energy inside. We are all animated by the divine spark. That God is never a separate thing beyond us, that God is within us. So I respect religious freedom. I respect all freedom. I think you are an entity. The boundaries are hurting other people. Now, I understand. I don't want to get into a big discussion about free speech. I believe you should be able to worship as you see fit. And a lot of people have this problem with this divine energy being within us. I personally, I was born partially awakened, and I've always felt like, how could it be any other way? Like, if we are not made from God, what could we possibly be made from? That's always just been my own self-awareness. And I respect your own understanding that you've come to. Okay, this is the reading. It's asking you to be aware of your connection to source. It's saying that every reincarnation affords a clean slate that gives you opportunities to create endless possibilities. And that choosing to let go of any remaining limitations opens you up to the idea of infinite abundance, right? We're always surrounded completely by all the abundance that ever is or will be. Learning to trust yourself helps you make solid decisions and aligns you with your strong intuition. Your elevated consciousness enhances your ability to embody your greatest potential and stand up for your truth. So, your challenge right now in this spiritual awakening step is to see things from a higher perspective. And this entire spread is, how do I ascend into basically self-union, right? Union with self. How do I move forward on my twin flame journey? So being able to see through illusions as you rise up to your highest creative abilities will allow you to create your most fulfilling life. That's a beautiful energy. Okay, so step 3. Wow. We've had 9, 10, 11. Now they are from different steps in the book, which is really interesting. This is raise your frequency. It's crazy because for the last couple readings, what has been coming through? But higher heart opening. What hidden truths should be brought to your awareness to enable a higher perspective? I'm kind of blown away by this, to be honest. The first time I did this reading, it was, this is also the very last card in this deck. So, it's as high as it goes in this deck. Igniting your higher heart chakra activates your ability to embody the highest dimension of unconditional love, which is compassion. Did I read the stuff? I did, right? Raise your frequency. This is the hidden truth being brought out to you. Okay. Aligning with the heart of the universe allows you to experience expanded states of eternal love. This requires that you heal your heart by letting go of judgment, right? We've talked a lot about judgment and created separation between you and your desires. Okay, so the judgment that you are externally placing on others, I talk about this a lot on my Instagram. It only ever serves to separate you and what you want. I know it seems like you're putting it on to someone else, but you're actually only placing it in your own mind. And it's so strange for us to think of it like this, right? because your judgment of another does nothing to them whatsoever. It only creates shame in your life, which is the lowest frequency possible. So, whenever you judge somebody else's actions, feelings or thoughts, or appearance as bad, you're actually putting shame into your experience. And I know it seems so weird because there are things in the world that are bad, quote unquote, where other people get hurt. And sometimes, even worse. And it feels very wrong to us not to morally judge things as bad. Okay? But what you're basically saying is, I don't trust the universe. I don't trust in what I call the universal laws. I don't trust God, that all is just in the world, that we are creating our own realities. You judge someone because you think there's a victim and a villain. And through that moral human lens, it appears that way. I understand. I just want you to understand that just like forgiveness doesn't condone what someone did as right, the lack of judgment doesn't condone somebody getting hurt. Okay? Because I think a lot of people believe that if they judge it, they're on the side that means I don't want people to get hurt. And so if I'm not on the I don't want people to get hurt side, I'm automatically on the I want people and I condone people getting hurt side. And that's not at all what this is about. Your judgment does not stop people from getting hurt. Unless you work in a legal field where you're actually dealing with the dispensing of justice, which in a lot of ways we know is very problematic in the United States anyway. To be honest, it serves you no good to judge other people whatsoever. In fact, if we were looking through the eyes of God and we believed God is in everyone, we would believe that all deserve forgiveness and that this is an experience of learning. And I'm not going to go any further into that, but if you have questions around that, I would direct you towards Abraham Hicks because they have talked at length about that for many decades. And I will say it was one of the harder things for me to accept because a lot of people will say, well, they're victim blaming. And so you have to go through the universal laws and look at what you actually believe to be true about universal laws. Do you believe in karma? Do you believe in reincarnation? Do you believe in reciprocity? And all of those things, and you're going to have to work that out for yourself. But this card implies that to open your heart, higher heart, you're going to have to let go of judgment because you are hiding from your emotions, or you have numbed your ability to fully express your emotional range because you are blocking yourself from your desires. And when you avoid feelings such as rejection, pain, or sorrow, it also blocks your capacity. Oh my God, that was just such a deep insight for me. Woo, I just felt that in my heart, so strong. Okay. It blocks your capacity to experience higher emotional dimensions. Honoring all of your emotions gives you permission to express your vulnerability so that you can embrace your inner journey with grace. Seeing the gifts in your lessons is one way to honor your feelings, giving your permission to be yourself. This card encourages you to stop judging your emotions, sabotaging your actions by paying attention to your needs. This path teaches you accept the range of polarity between sorrow and joy. And what's coming to me through spirit is that, and you are okay in having the full range of emotions. Like, you are okay in shame, and you are okay in enlightenment. There is nothing to fear in any of these, and you can move through them. Finding forgiveness and acceptance will accelerate your journey to the heart and engender more compassion for yourself and others. Okay, so we went really deep on that one. Okay, so here we have the transformation. What perceptions need to change? And this is 6-6, the feminine twin activating the higher self, which I think is kind of a lower, it's mid, it's the middle. So this means you need to heal your inner feminine energy so you can come into harmonic balance with your inner masculine. It means letting go of control and stop being the fixer of everyone and everything. So I feel like it goes hand in hand with some of the things I've already said. But it's like a evolutionary look at it. Like, I will say, you know, I've learned, obviously I have more to go. So I'm never saying I'm healed. I'm never saying I'm enlightened. I'm never saying I've done all of these things, but I definitely have had moments where I've had to let go of fixing, and it is extremely challenging. For me, it was, because it's like the degree that you are a people pleaser is the degree of difficulty. I have to take my sweatshirt off. Sorry, I'm getting really hot. That I can feel the resistance in the collective to this. It's very, very strong. There's a belief coming through that's like, well, if I don't fix it, who will? It will just stay the same. The truth is, you never really fix anybody's anything. You never change anyone's energy but your own, and then the energy around you changes. It's so challenging. Okay. This energy creates resentment, causes you to build walls of projection, and produces feelings of being taken advantage of. If you feel any of those things, resentment, walls up, and that you're a victim or being taken advantage of, this definitely applies to you. And that means you haven't fully owned your energy. Ooh, sorry. This makes women very uncomfortable. Sorry, this makes feminine energies very uncomfortable. Okay, this will activate your higher self as well. Let go of conditions, so circumstances, and learn to love without expectations. Meaning, can you love people without them meeting your expectations? And we're once again brought to this discussion of boundaries, correct? Right? You're going to have to take control. This is the next, you know, if you don't feel like you're here yet, this isn't for you, okay? But you're going to have to come to the next evolution of boundaries where you have enough control over your own life that people aren't in control of it, messing it up. The where you need boundaries is where you have people in your life that have control over your experience. And so you've given your power away to them. Now, this never includes the discussion of children, okay? So I want to make that very clear. This isn't about your children. This is about other people besides your children. Up to the age of 14, it's my belief through my shamanistic teachings that we never cut cords with children under 14. We never, in the shaman tradition, that's the age that children begin to become adults. In obviously that's not the legal age, but we're above 14, they have to begin to assert independence. So what this does have to do with people that have financial ties over your life, people in your work life that have some kind of hold on your time or finances, other family members, places where you've set up where you're dependent on other people for money or service, whatever it is. Only you will really know that. Okay, let's continue. Have more respect for your feelings, set loving boundaries versus brick walls. That's a really interesting statement. Let go of the need for protection. Letting go of the need for protection will open your heart to receive and allow abundance into your life. So that's a very, very interesting topic. I may do some videos on that on my Instagram or maybe even on YouTube, because I've been thinking about doing some talking videos about the twin flame journey. One of the things Bob Proctor always taught me was that security is an illusion and security comes from within yourself. Obviously, again, we have this need for healthy boundaries. You know, if you go walk somewhere very dangerous at night alone, there's a higher probability that something might happen to your physical body, right? We know this. We're not being stupid. That's not what they're talking about. I think they're talking about walking through dangerous emotional territory. And how do we learn that we are safe no matter what emotional territory we're walking through? This card suggests you express yourself without fear of what others think. So that's a very challenging place to get to, right? I mean, focus on your communication skills and start speaking from your heart. Ask for assistance when needed and allow others to support you. Keep an open heart and embody your higher self wisdom so that you can not only love, but allow yourself to be loved. What a beautiful message. So we do see that there needs to be some transformation in expectations, your use of boundaries currently that may need to elevate, and the security that you feel within. I'm just kind of synopsising what I feel like the main points of that were. And then building boundaries instead of brick walls. And, you know, you can't open your higher heart here and your intuition, so the two things before it, without allowing people into your heart. Does that make sense? Okay, so we're going to go to 5 now, and that's this card. Divine Order, practice patience, breakthrough. God, patience has been such a word on my mind lately. And I feel like we have learned really a lot. It's actually, no, it's not. It's in the highest order, amber. Nope, sorry, that's incorrect, isn't it? No, it is. It's in the amber section, which is, nope, it's not. Where the heck is it? How am I missing it? Well, let's go to look for it. First of all, I'm going to read what it's for. Where do you need to focus to keep moving forward? It's activating your higher self. Interesting. So each of the numbers also means something. I get it. And this is in, if I can find it, Divine Order. I am really having trouble. I guess it's in suit 1. It is in suit 1, slate 27. Oh, I was looking for 5-5. Practice patience. Okay. Sorry about that. The breakthrough you're going to have is that patience is the ultimate virtue. You're experiencing many challenges that teach you tolerance, trust, and timing. Oh God, there's nothing more exhausting than the thought of divine timing to me, but all require you practice patience, a major life lesson that you must master for your soul to evolve. You must release control and allow divine guidance to direct you. Demonstrate that you trust the process. That's actually the card before the one on the bottom, awareness. Practicing patience will enhance your ability to connect with your senses and teach you to let go of the idea that you are the only one that can achieve what you perceived as perfect or the right way. So, and a lot of what we teach in manifestation is that you don't need to worry about the how. When you get your thoughts and feelings in alignment and you're open to the universe, which is about opening your heart, right? Because things can't come in unless your heart is open. And that means you take the brick wall down. And they talk a lot about you can't receive unless your hand is open, and that means you let go. It's kind of a similar thing. But we talk about letting go of the how, and the how, when we want to control the how, that's our fear energy. That's our mind saying it can only happen this way. I know how it has to happen. And honestly, more times than not, when you're thinking that has to happen that way, it purposefully doesn't even happen that way, because it really, your mind control is fear, and that's a low vibration. You're literally stopping it that way. Okay. And then it says, the card implies that you need to get out of your own way by releasing logical concepts and surrendering control, creating space for you to receive blessings that far exceed the expectations of your mind. It's exactly what I just said. Rushing the process will cause you to make hasty decisions. This diminishes your ability to create at the highest capacity. Make a commitment to exercise self-control, which will enhance your ability to live more consciously in the present moment, so you can attract your greatest potential. That's beautiful. I think it kind of speaks for itself, and it's a really nice message. Let go of the how. Okay, we have 2-2, Voyager's Journey, Past Life, Learning. This is integration, which means what information do you need to process most thoroughly to gain greater clarity? And I do feel like it's a 2-2 also. So you have 2-2-2-2. I do think we have been seeing a lot of past life. Oh my gosh. And then the 2-2s mean balance with your inner soul self. Like I said, this is a quite a complex deck. Where are we here? And it takes a lot to kind of integrate it all. Oh my God. It's on page 88. It's in the amber section. I don't necessarily think you can do the twin flame journey in steps. And again, you know, she's saying release your logical mind. I think it's the logical mind, and always kind of the objection I have had with her book and her teachings is that when I first found the journey, it really, really appealed to my control, right? Oh, if I just, and I remember like reading it and thinking, if I just do the steps, then I'll get there. It never really works in sequential order. Like I'm saying, I've had moments in time with all of these things and I recognize where they came in. But if you would have told me at month 3, I need to, you know, do divine order, practice patience, it wouldn't have made a ton of sense. Okay. But anyway, let's keep going. You are waking up to past life memories that have been embedded in your soul's subconscious memory for many lifetimes, and this self-realization process helps expand your awareness so you can learn more about who you are and what you came to accomplish in this lifetime. Taking a Voyager's journey transpires organically. That's what I'm talking about. This stuff happens organically, but it's our intuition that can kind of put it together in like a puzzle in a way. and most often occurs after physical contact with your twin flame, which triggers the remembrance of ancient truth. That's beautiful. It activates a purification process to unlock hidden memories and enable you. And I do feel that the masculines are going through this part more heavily right now. That's just my feeling from reading the cards. Enables you to an understanding why you are experiencing particular feelings and emotions. This knowledge helps you. This is a very high level card in this deck. This knowledge helps you understand why you chose specific lessons to master in this life. Past life regression is a great tool to help purge previous soul trauma. I did pass. It was one of the very first things I did, and to be honest, it helped me immensely. I did it with a practitioner named Isis. And one of the very profound things that came through, because I hadn't yet started reading tarot publicly, but it was that it was an ancient one. I got 3 past lives, and one of them was in ancient Egypt, and I was secretly going to to a secret society to be taught, and my masculine was my husband, and found out, and basically had to unalive me because, and sorry, I should have said trigger warning, but or face banishment basically. And that's why I had so many weird things around the occult practices, right? And right after that happened, like right after physical contact, and then in this life, and then shortly after that, I began reading tarot much more vehemently. And because there was a year where I read 42 decks every morning for a year. I read 42 decks every day for a year before I started reading publicly, which is crazy to think about, but it was almost like I was programmed to do it. It felt so natural and normal, and I think that's what this is getting at. I don't know why they're bringing this to my attention now. Pay attention to your thoughts, feelings, and awareness as you put the pieces together. That's what was happening. You will see the bigger picture. Your revelations will help you identify with your past pain and integrate it with your purpose so you can help others more effectively. Beautiful. Okay. I think that kind of speaks for itself. If you're drawn to do things naturally, there's going to be a reason why. And I think I said that in a kind of a video I did a little while ago. Okay. Rebirth. Step 7. And if you are identifying with any of this, or if this is activating any thoughts or feelings in you, I would love to hear about it. I'm very curious how there's so many kind of really cool spreads in this book that I could do. One of them is about activating your inner feminine. It's a full spread on activating your inner feminine. That I'm kind of being called more. I like to do some different things. Okay. Rebirth. Look deeper within. Is that what we're on? Yes. What do you still need to release to rise above your situation? I feel like we already did one of those, but we're doing it again. So practice self-love, nurture your inner child. This is a 10 card. So that means it relates to your alignment with source energy. And 10-10. Nurture your inner child. Not in 1, not in 2, not in 3, not in 4, not in 5. Okay. Practice self-love. Is it under that? Obviously, yes. It's in the first section, which is slate. Okay. Self-love is a prerequisite for heart-centered life. To be honest, I feel like my personal experience with self-love is that it comes in kind of like Russian doll. I know I shared a video with the Russian doll about how childhood trauma, like we start out as the little center, and then each time we're kind of shamed for who we are, we kind of put another layer on top of our authentic self. And I find that becoming heart-centered is, I'm gonna cry now, is taking off one layer at a time. Because it's so painful to recognize for ourselves and others what we've done to, okay, so I'm gonna try to say this as succinctly as possible. And it's kind of like illuminating some things I didn't understand too. So as you've been on this journey, you've probably had to be around people that can't really accept fully the new you. Or when you express the new you, it irritates them. Where you used to be a people pleaser, they expect that from you, and now you're not doing that anymore. And so their kind of judgment lets you know, I don't really like it that you're not pleasing me right now. But it's all kind of subtle layers. And some of those people you may not be able, so the spiritual people always talk about the people you lose. You may not be able to lose everyone. And so you may have to, these people actually are helping you become stronger, but it is not comfortable all the time. And you're left feeling a lot of the time like, I'm showing you the real me. Why can't you accept it? Why can't you see this is good for me? This is healing for me. I'm doing healing work and this is good. And they're saying, please go back to the way that you were. I liked that better because you were that way because it made them more comfortable. Okay, so I want you to understand that the self-love kind of, in my opinion, comes off like those Russian dolls. You don't go from this big doll to this tiny little doll, right? And honestly, if I had to make a picture about it, it would be each layer you took off, your light gets brighter. Okay, so that the little doll is like pure light. And each layer you put on dimmed that light, so it was easier for other people to see you because the light irritated their shame. Okay, so we're gonna keep going. I hope that made sense. It really helped me. If you want the ultimate relationship, it starts with the relationship you have with yourself. Practicing self-love impacts your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Do you recognize? It always comes back to, and I would put it in this order: feelings, thoughts, and actions. And choices and actions and your relationships. The ability to love yourself is a direct reflection of how you perceive who you are in everyday life. You have experienced feelings of being unloved in many lifetimes, and this has left your inner child. And like that Russian doll thing may even go on to like include layers put in other lifetimes. I've been processing some grief through my lungs. I'm not sick. It's just it's a very interesting feeling. Okay. It left your inner child feeling neglected, causing you to feel separated from your inner source of love. And that's an interesting thought too. It's like the layers you put between yourself and the light also reversely cause you to feel more separated from light, right? It's a really, really cool thought that just came through. When you feel hurt and rejected, it causes your heart to close off, most likely by taking things personally. This triggers you to react according to suppressed emotions, including feeling unworthy of true love. This card indicates that you should listen to your inner voice when you nurture your inner child. And we are on rebirth. So this is kind of the rebirth that your inner child is having. It creates a safe haven. When you nurture your inner child, it creates a safe haven. Where does it create it? It creates it in the high heart, which helps you feel respected, heard, and loved because your needs are being met. Who's meeting your needs? You are meeting your needs. This enables you to master the art of true love. By how? By truly loving yourself. By overcoming difficulties that prevented you from experiencing loving relationships. I want to really emphasize that there is relational trauma, but that relational trauma is sort of like the law of attraction versus the law of vibration. The law of vibration is the primary law of the universe. The law of attraction is a subsidiary law to the law of attraction, meaning it depends on the frequencies of the entity, okay? Your relational trauma depends on your healing your heart first. That's my opinion. I am not a trauma specialist, okay? I do not believe we are meant to just be here in isolation with no relationships, and that is something that needs to be healed. But most people try to heal the relational trauma without doing the work on their own vibration first. That's all I'm going to say about that. I see it time and time again. Okay, card 8. I am enough. Let go of expectations. One with self. Step 8. Doopy-doo. What do you need to work on to bring balance within? This is I am enough. So the 8s are alignment with infinite potential. And this card in particular is in the slate. We have a lot in the slate, but we had some in the amber. I mean, yeah, is that the last one? Yeah, the amber suit 5. I do wish, oh, I see. This is the color. Now I get it. So we've had 2 in olive, 1 in amber, 2 in amber, whatever, it doesn't matter. We've had 3 in slate. Okay. Let go of expectations. I am enough. 39. This is a beefy reading, not gonna lie. I'm surprised if there's a lot of people that can get through this whole reading because it's so self-centered, so self-focused. There is a power from shifting. This is how you become one with yourself right now. Power of shifting from not feeling good enough to declaring I am enough. When you claim ownership of your worth, it gives you permission to let go of expectations. So that's that word again, and be yourself. And I don't think it's really talked about a lot that some of, I'm going to maybe say a triggering word, but like some of the performance that we give, which is our false self, our people-pleasing self, right? We do those things because we expect to get validation, praise, and love from someone else. That's why we did it in the beginning. It's very hard to face that we perform by people-pleasing, by shape-shifting, by changing ourselves into being something that's not quote-unquote authentic, because we expect when we do this thing, this is a really important point for those of you dealing with narcissists in your family or whatever in your past. The narcissist knows instinctively that you're doing this. I'm not necessarily saying they know you're outright doing it, but part of the way that they get you, what love bombing actually is that they flood you with the validation they give you, because they're responding to your people pleasing by flooding you with love, quote unquote, and then they take it away, and that's how they know that they have power over you. Okay. So this is I am enough. If you expect that people are going to validate you for your performance, or you are going to get love because you act a certain way, you're complicit to this, right? If you focus on fulfilling your own needs, it releases conditions that you have placed on others, creating empowerment and the freedom to be your true self. You know, this makes it sound really easy. This is one of the most difficult things you'll ever do in your life. This card indicates that others have placed expectations on you, causing you to strive for overachievement, or I would say shape-shifting. Focusing on your progress prevents you from constantly seeking an end result that sets you up for failure and decreases your value. And I would say that performance, love bombing, retraction, discarding is that cycle that's so hard to break out of. And overachieving, perfectionism is one of those ways we learned to like not disappoint our parents, right? Or our spouse or our family. It's like, well, if we just stop doing everything that they consider bad, they will have to love us, right? Forget what you actually want to do. Focusing on your progress prevents you from constantly seeking an end result that sets you up for failure and decreases your value. The key to feeling good enough is to develop self-acceptance, cultivate self-awareness, create self-confidence, and build self-esteem. Wow, it's a lot though. To help your soul grow and expand in the process. You were born to be extraordinary, just like the life cycle of a butterfly. You're going through extreme change that's transforming you into someone different. Don't fight this process. Look within and see the true beauty that lies there, and praise yourself for your accomplishments, helping you to confidently say, I am enough. And I will say that one of the main things that helped me with this process was the violet flame was incredibly powerful for me. And I know you're going to be like, that's weird. Look at how all the ones on this, the 3, 6, 9 are all in the amber, which is the highest one. Very interesting, isn't it? Okay. Merkaba activation, ground, shield, and protect. This is step number 9. And it is harmonize. What do you need to place your attention that would allow your light to shine brighter? To be honest, this reading, once I get this down, I feel like this is like a $250 reading. I mean, it's so much information and specific steps to take, also channeled with like, I just feel like it's a lot of value in this reading. Once I understand exactly what the steps are, I will probably offer it later in the year. I'm guessing around October or November will be my next change. Okay. What is this? Merkaba activation. 89. So this is in the highest level. Amber, ground, shield, and protect. Your spiritual light body is housed within a sacred geometrical shape called the Merkaba star. So if you haven't activated your Merkaba, definitely look that up on YouTube and go through it. God, I did a great one so long ago. This woman that did it was so good. She has a book on Amazon. If I can find it, I will link it. She is such an interesting person. She does energy work. It's your soul's chariot. So the chariot in the tarot is the Merkaba vehicle. I know it seems weird because everybody says it's a car. Because in the physical world, that would be but it's the masculine and feminine triangles coming together, like in the Da Vinci Code, which is encoded with divine love and programmed to wake you up to your true self. As you remove energetic interference and raise your vibration, it prompts your energetic field to emit signals that are distinct to your unique soul frequency, creating a direct line of spiritual communication between you and the higher realms. The six-pointed star acts as your soul's vehicle that transports your higher consciousness and enables you to ascend into higher spiritual dimensions. It contains your emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical being in every timeline, space, dimension, and reality. It shields you and protects you while you are anchoring your energy into the earth. And one of the pyramids spins one way and the other pyramid spins the other way, and they get spinning super fast. This card suggests that you program your ascension vehicle with specific intentions. This will help transmute lower frequency energies that have blocked you from achieving your greater good, which will raise your energetic frequency, activating and elevating your electromagnetic field, generates your higher good, and brings your heart's desires into form. So that's an interesting card to fall in that place, I would say. Wow. So we have a new card, a new 1010. Enter your vortex, aligning with infinite abundance. This is aligning with source energy. And it is in the Aqua, suit 2, 53. And this is about your reality is patiently waiting for you to align with your authentic truth. I'm sorry, I didn't read. Oh, this is enter your vortex. Wow, that's crazy. We got enter your vortex on the enter your vortex step. Okay, I love it. Mind, body, heart, and soul. This card is an indication that you are entering your vortex with highest destiny. This level of soul mastery requires that you let go of resistance to change, keep your soul frequency in a positive state for longer periods of time, right? Abraham Hicks talks about that all the time. Start with 17 seconds, and then you do multiple rounds of 17 seconds of holding a certain frequency. And remember, like I talked about this yesterday in a video I did on Instagram that was about, oh no, sorry, I wrote it out but I haven't posted it yet. It's about, teachers of manifestation love to say, well, and I've said it, just hold the frequency of what you want until you get it. But the thing is like your inner child is being drawn to these things because you believe that you will feel better in the having of this thing. It thinks that it's externally filling kind of a hole that you have, right? A block. You don't ever really have blocked energy or you'd be dead, but it's the term we use because we don't have a better term for it. You have suppressed emotions and you're not feeling them, you're not allowing them to flow. And so your inner child is kind of drawing you to an external goal because it feels in order to get that, you'll have to overcome and unsuppress this feeling. That's what it wants you to do. Your soul is calling you. Now, the feeling better will come through as you unsuppress the emotion, right? So as you're trying to feel for the thing you want, you can't because that emotion's suppressed. So you have to do the work, the shadow work around. I gotta sit on a pillow here. This is making me, it's not a good angle. The shadow work that you need to do is what will unsuppress that energy and that will allow that thing to flow into your experience. We just think because we rely so much on the external that we're going to do it by really wanting that thing. And it's really not about the thing at all. I hope that was clear. I couldn't get it quite clear in I wrote out a carousel and it just wasn't quite clear. So I will be posting that today as hopefully if I get all the clarity that I need around it to explain it properly. The level of soul mastery required that you let go of resistance to change and keep your soul frequency in a positive state for longer periods of time. Oh, that's what I was talking about. So as you unsuppress those feelings, you can get into the frequency of what you want. Like let's say you don't have a car and you want a new car because it will allow you to go to a better job further away or visit your kids or whatever it is that you want. And you're like, this is just an example, okay? So it's a simple example, but like, I've never had a car. I don't know what it feels like to have a car. There's a bunch of fear around, you know, how do I take care of it? How do I get a lease or buy it? How do I pay for it? And there's a root of that fear around, maybe it could be tied to so many different things, right? Maybe you're housing a lot of ancestral trauma around having possessions, or around being worthy enough to own things, or having enough money and security. Like, remember we talked about security coming from inside, that you can pay for things. You have a fear that you'll take on debt, you won't be able to pay for it, or you'll get it and you'll ruin it, or you'll get it stolen. And people have so many of these internal things that aren't even from this lifetime. They're from their ancestral lifetime, they're from other lifetimes, and they don't even know why they have these irrational fears, right? But the work you need to do right here, right now, is the shadow work around what is keeping you from believing that you can have what you want, that you are worthy of love, which everything is made of love, right? Only your thoughts are made of fear. And I hope that's clear enough. But anyway, so you do this work to release these suppressed emotions and on all of the shame that you were kind of like, let's say you were a kid and you lost, like your mom bought you a new sweatshirt and you went to school and you left it and someone took it, now you don't have it, and your mom yelled and shamed at you because she didn't have enough money, and she has a lot of fear about her security and having enough money, and it just reinforced everybody's state of lack, right? How do you get into the feeling of having abundance when you're in that state? You've got to do the shadow work around it. And you've got to look for better feelings. And I think it's in tandem, those two things: unlocking the suppressed emotions, processing them, and then learning to feel the new emotions. And then you learn to stay in them for longer periods of time. Again, I think Abraham Hicks is a master at these things. If it resonates with you, there are many others too. There's Bashar, and there's, Wayne Dyer, and many other people that talk about this sort of thing. Set crystal clear intentions to maximize your ability to manifest your desires. It's important that you stay connected to your heart and practice the harmonic laws of love and balance, giving and receiving. Staying present and allowing your heart to lead you will help you in alignment with your highest good. Everything exists in your vortex. You become the genie in the bottle and decide what you desire. So make sure that you choose what matches your highest vibration. Otherwise, you will be settling for less than you deserve. Again, your highest vibration is a process that's always evolving, in my opinion. Give your reality permission to parallel your inner desires, which allows rewards to show up with ease and grace. Okay, we're almost done. Last card. This is a long reading. Wow, Holy Grail codes. So we've gotten this the last 2 days, I believe. 4-4. This is mission accomplished. And so we have 4-4. And that is alignment with your guides. And this is in the amber. Activation codes that will accelerate your ascension. 91. Any of you that are still with me here, congratulations. This is an amazing reading, but it is a lot. The entire planet is seeking more fulfillment and purpose. And I will say, if you truly feel like you want this personalized reading done for you, I will do this reading for you. If you want to purchase the more expensive reading for $88 right now, I will do it for you. It will be a lot like this one. I will probably read from the book, and probably when I actually offer this reading personally and I've mastered this deck, I'm guessing I will probably charge $222 for it or something like that. I don't know how valuable you feel like this information is, but I will tell you that I've just talked about probably 4 years of learning in the last hour. I don't even think I could have put it into such succinct words had I sat down and tried to make a talk about the twin flame journey. Okay. The entire planet is seeking more fulfillment and purpose. The goal that we collectively accomplish the restoration of universal heart consciousness. I love that. I love this card too. I think it's so pretty. When the Holy Grail Code card shows up, it offers the gift of unconditional love, but you must be open to receive the love that you desire, right? What does that mean? Your heart has to be open to allow people into it. It is time to let down the walls guarding your shattered heart. Oh, God. An open heart is the vessel of a higher soul that is filled with a frequency of love that is beyond words. Restore balance between your inner masculine and feminine energies and exemplify inner strengths to continue the journey with ease and grace. Your inner feminine is requesting support from your inner masculine. It is time to show up, stand up, speak up, and develop your personal empowerment. Setting loving boundaries will expand your heart as you experience true self-love, right? So I think that it's very clear to me that any walls that still remain must come down for us to have our higher heart open. I think for those of you that haven't done Merkaba activation, past life regression, or working with the violet flame, I would say, like, and look at, this is a Merkaba in a Merkaba, it's a Merkaba in I think an octagon. Those things are kind of being called out here to me to be used. Obviously, whatever you feel is right for you is always the right thing for you. See the violet in there. So I hope you enjoyed this new reading, and I'd love to hear any comments that you feel like it helped, it didn't help, you liked it, you don't like it, maybe you should do it in a different way. I may take each of these cards and put them on TikTok as single steps. I'm not sure. Just an idea, because I haven't really felt called to post on TikTok lately anymore, but I kind of am again, so we shall see. All right, I'm sending you awareness, and the card under that is the 1111. Take me home, pathway to true love. So that's beautiful. Sending you lots of love. Bye for now.